Good morning and welcome to The Brief. Here's a look at your trending stories for this morning. President Sirisena addresses UN Sustainable Development Summit. Ban Ki-moon pledges UN assistance towards reconciliation in Sri Lanka. Bank robbery in broad daylight. 300-year-old cannon discovered from Gulf face. President Maithripala Sirisena addressed the UN Sustainable Development Summit 2015, which commenced parallel to the 70th session of the UNGA yesterday. Leaders of 150 states out of 198 member countries of the UN are participating in this summit.
I am very happy to state here today that the government of Sri Lanka will extend its fullest support to the post-2015 development goals founded on the basis of sustainable development and the Universal Action Plan for its implementation. I state clearly before the global community that the government of Sri Lanka is prepared to be a pioneer in this movement as a stakeholder in the globalized world of the 21st century. I wish to state clearly that the government of Sri Lanka hopes to achieve these goals successfully by 2030. We will also work towards fulfilling the basic needs of our people, progressively minimizing poverty, eliminating all inequalities, and ensuring social justice and human security. While impressing on the importance of conserving natural resources, we will also work towards establishing a state policy to oversee the consumption of these resources in a sustainable manner. I believe it is essential to engage not only the public sector, but also civil society and the business community in this task. I wish to leave you with a Pali saying that is part of Buddhist teaching.
Devo vasta sukalena sassampatti hetuja pito bhavatu lokoja raja bhavatu dham.
For the full speech delivered by President Maithripala Sirisena, simply click the link below. United Nations General Secretary Ban Ki-moon has promised assistance of the United Nations Peace-Building Fund towards building reconciliation in Sri Lanka.
The UN Secretary General made these remarks at a special meeting with President Maithripala Sirisena at the UN headquarters in New York. During the meeting, President Sirisena stated that he respects the vision for peace. Expressing his commendation to this statement, Ban Ki-moon said that the whole world is watching President Sirisena's program. Meanwhile, President Maithripala Sirisena also met with the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Nawaz Sharif. Regional security and the future of SAARC were discussed at the meeting. Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif also stated that he hopes to increase the number of cricket matches played between the two countries. President Sirisena also held talks with the Prime Minister of Malta, Joseph Muscat, at the UN headquarters in New York. The Prime Minister of Malta, during his discussions with President Sirisena, which were based on how to strengthen bilateral relations between Malta and Sri Lanka, offered an official invitation to President Sirisena for the Commonwealth Summit to be held in Malta.
A daring bank robbery occurred in broad daylight in a private bank on Dharmapala Mawatha, Kalambutu yesterday.
The lone bank robber had made off with a sum of 5.5 million rupees. Bank employees informed the police that the suspect was riding a motorcycle. Police are following up on footage of the incident recorded on the bank's CCTV camera network with the hope of identifying and apprehending the suspect. The investigation has been entrusted to the Colombo Crimes Division. The police said that a three-wheeler driver has already been taken into custody in connection with the theft.
A 300-year-old cannon was discovered yesterday during excavations at a hotel construction site in Gulf face, Colombo.
The antique artillery gun dating back to the colonial era was discovered when excavation was being carried out by a backhoe at the construction site. The cannon is about 25 feet long and 4 feet in width.
We saw something that resembled a cannon at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The army had informed us to be on the lookout as such artifacts could be buried here. Army personnel came here and asked us to salvage it after inspecting it. There were no cracks at all and it was salvaged.
Responding to a query from Newsfirst, Dr. Sandra Dissanayake, the director of the archaeology, noted that an examination would be conducted tomorrow.
Well, with that, we wrap up the brief for today. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Joel Outskun, reminding you to stay briefed.